Welcome back to the LusoCAD for Beginners course by Structural Academy. In this video we will go over a very basic feature of LusoCAD. Continuing our previous video regarding absolute coordinates, this time we will talk about relative coordinates. Drawing with absolute coordinates might result inconvenient in the long run, especially when we are working with complex and 3D drawings, so LusoCAD offers us relative coordinates to work with, which result in a simpler way to draw. Relative coordinates refer to coordinates with a starting point in relation with a previously drawn point on our working space. Here we have a previously modeled geometry which we are going to recreate using relative coordinates. In yellow we have the measurements that we will follow. Let's start by activating the line command and setting our starting point at 0 by 0. This is an absolute coordinate since it's independent of any line or drawing in the project. Now, with our starting point set, we begin using the relative coordinates. Since we are starting at point A, we will draw a line from A to B, and that line must be 2.5 units in length. To indicate LusoCAD, we will be inputting relative coordinates. We precede them with an @ symbol. Since we are drawing solely on the x-plane, we start by writing 2.5, which is the x distance, then write a comma and leave the y-plane on 0, since the line is totally horizontal. Now, we must draw upwards to the C point, which means the next coordinates will have a 0 value for x and 10 for y. Always remember to write the @ symbol beforehand, since the principle of relative coordinates is that the starting point is always changing to the last drawn finish point. And we reach the C point correctly. Next, to reach the D point, we notice that the line goes to the left, which in the Cartesian system means it will have a negative value in the x-plane. So logically we will write -5 and 0. To reach the E point we have to go downwards, so the same principle applies. If we want to go down, the y-axis will have a negative value. So for this line we will write 0 and -5. For this portion we are back on the positive values on x, so this will be 2.5 and 0. And to finish the drawing, we can just click the original starting point, 0 by 0 by 0. Or, if we want to use the command line, 0 and -5. We can see that the measures are correct, so the drawing is accurate. That was all for this lesson. Keep watching the course to further your LusoCAD skills.